Hi, my name is Eric Olson. I'm the Director of HELPS. This little video is going to talk about what happens when seniors owe taxes they can't afford to pay, specifically IRS taxes. What can they do? They're not alone if they have this problem. Approximately half of all seniors over 65 have incomes within 200% of the poverty line, nearly 40 million Americans. And many of those seniors find that they reach this age and they owe past due taxes that they have difficulty or simply unable to pay. What can they do? If they don't do anything, it's not unusual for the IRS to garnish 15% of a senior's Social Security. So, $2,000 Social Security, they take out $300. It can be that's a sizable sum for a senior that is facing financial hardship anyway. So what can be done? First off, it won't happen unless the IRS sends you a notice of intent that they're going to do that. And you have an opportunity to contact the IRS and stop that. IRS has a program called non-collectible now status. If you have income and expenses, if income under a certain amount and have expenses that show that you can't afford to make any payment, you can be placed on non-collectible now status with the IRS. Normally it lasts for a year, can be renewed over and over again. And sometimes IRS will extend that out longer. It can be done in writing or on the computer, or it can even be done on the phone. So where do you learn about IRS non-collectible status? Well, you look at our website, www.helpsishere.org. We've got a very good article that goes into detail with links. IRS actually has a website where they publish what the guidelines are for IRS agents on what a person is allowed to have for expenses. They don't tell people about this. If they try to collect, they're going to ask you what your expenses are, and if it ends up that you have $200 to pay towards the taxes, you're going to be asked to pay that, even though the budget guidelines from the IRS might show that you couldn't pay anything. So it's important before you plunge into this that you look at what the IRS guidelines are. The article on our website's been designed so people can do it on their own, or we help people ourselves. HELPS does. We represent seniors and disabled persons who receive Social Security, pensions, disability, VA benefits, for the purpose of having an attorney to stop collectors from harassing them. As I stated, almost half of seniors retire owing more debt than ever before. A lot of them can't afford to pay the old debt because their income is protected by federal law. This income that they receive is protected. They don't really need to file bankruptcy, nor can they afford to. But if they don't pay their debt, collectors can call and make their lives miserable. Well, under the Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, if a person's represented by an attorney, collectors have to leave you alone. And that's what we do. We represent seniors and disabled persons on an ongoing basis as their attorney to stop collector harassment. We don't turn anyone away that needs our help. We do a lot of other things as well. And one of the things we do is help seniors that owe tax find that they owe taxes so that they can get that resolved. At the very least, there may be a small payment, but if your income is low, more likely than not, you can be placed on non-collectible now status. IRS typically is not going to touch your home. They're not going to take your personal assets. They might file a tax lien, but the IRS as a practice doesn't go around trying to pull people's homes and sell them out from under them. But it's important to know that you have this right to be on non-collectible status. I found the IRS to be, by and large, very courteous and very kind to people. In fact, we've had many people, some IRS agent told them, hey, you need to call HELPS. So, because they know we help people that are in this situation. So if you find that you've been garnished 15% of Social Security, your lower income, that can be stopped. We can help you do it. Get on our website, www.helpsishere.org, www.helpsishere.org. Down below, you can click on a link for a list of articles, and you can search for our IRS non-collectible status article that's pretty extensive that tells how this is done. how this is done. And of course, you can always call us with questions, toll free, 855-435-7787. Hope this has been helpful. I'll say one more thing. We have another video in our YouTube channel that talks about state taxes. State tax collectors cannot garnish your Social Security, your pension, or disability or VA benefits. Federal law prevents the states from doing that. I'm not telling people they shouldn't pay their taxes, but for poor seniors that are struggling, they have certain rights, and they should realize what these rights are. You have a good day.